Yeah.
So tell me about your watering system again.
Okay, on these 5, I'll show you. Shows you how to do it. You have number 57 bit, I think it's called. It's in the book. And you have one there, and one there. And of course this, turn the water on, it goes straight down and then 45 degrees. Or 30 degrees, I can't remember what it is. And it just, all it does is fill the row up to about 2 inches and goes off automatically. And it
goes off automatically because it's on a timer.
Yeah, comes on, goes off.
Okay, well how come did you put valves then on at the heads here?
Just to control how much you want in the row.
Oh, I see. So you actually can...
When you get 3 of them on a line,
yeah,
you got to get them so they're fairly even.
Okay.
So the valves just
got it.
give you what you want to see. So like I say, it's expensive to start with, but when you figure I've amortized this over 30 years, it wasn't expensive at all.
How did you determine how much space in between these rows?
It's in the book. You got to have 36 inches. The reason you do that is you can kneel down, you can weed, you can harvest, and you can do everything else. All this, you never water, you never fertilize. All you do is take some weeds out. Here's the Dutch hoe. I told you about it before, but I've got one that you can take a picture of in the garden there in the garage. Well, there it is. It's the easiest thing to weed with you can imagine. I can do this whole garden in 30 minutes.
And that's in between. How much weeding do you actually do inside the rows
themselves?
Yeah.
Not a lot. Unless you're planting grass and mulch and all that garbage, and it just
comes up.
Drives you nuts. Last year I did that a year before last. Helen says, honey, put those grass clippings. Might as well put those in there. And boy, I did, and I had grass growing up. I'll have some more this year, but I'll never put grass in there again.
There we go. So when you weed with that, do you
just walk along, find the weed, and hit it.
And then is that it, or do you come back through and pull what you've done and throw it away?
I don't want to get that big.
And so it's basically just cutting them off at the root and letting them die on the surface.
What's interesting, like he taught us, was he says if you do that for about 4 weeks, they get discouraged and quit coming. Literally.
That's what I need.
Yeah, they get discouraged and quit coming.
And so, like these here, you just undermine those and leave just like that. Not even, you don't try and pull them out of the garden or anything like that.
Just leave them. They dry up.
Okay.
I do want to show you one of these things though. It doesn't have a handle on it, but you can get those through them too. If you food for everyone. If you want to put that in the thing, fine.
And so you get this and then just attach it to
Put a handle on it.
a long handle, or do you use these? Okay. The one you got out there looks like you've been using that for some years.
Yeah, probably about 20 years, 25
So
years.
these last plenty long, huh?
Oh yeah. They're easy to sharpen too. You just sharpen a little bit right on that edge and that edge. Right down here you can use a file, or I've got a little grinder. I just hit the grinder right there. I can sharpen that thing in 2 minutes.
How often do you sharpen it?
Well, probably once a month. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So 36 inches, and then this is about
18 inches apart.
18 inches. And then when you plant, you're actually planting, I noticed you said on the radishes, you're right along the edge there?
Everything you plant right along the edge.
So you don't plant it on top?
Nope. I don't have anything planted in this one. Just go along like that, make a little bit of a line. Put your seeds in there and just cover them up.
And,
Seeds, one thing about seeds is interesting. You want the amount of dirt on top of the seed, the size of the seed. And boy, that's hard to do because carrots, for example, and so on carrots you don't put dirt over it. You take sand and you put a little bit of sand over top.
that's it.
That's it.
Wow.
But you do it on both sides. Just get your little roll like that. Plant your seed. The water comes down the center, goes out that way, and it dissolves all those micronutrients and the 16, 16, 16. It just fertilizes beautifully.
And so when you do the weekly fertilization, are you dropping it right on top of the?
Right, as close as you can to the pipe.
Oh, and so the pipe then it mixes in with the fertilization mixes in with the water.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
correct.
okay, I see what you're
Yeah,
doing.
the water takes the fertilization to the grits.
Okay. Tell me more about these.
Well, like I said, you plant your tomatoes. Well, I usually go down there with my tomatoes, but you put a plant here and there, wherever you want to put them. You put a string down. You put the string at the bottom of the stem of the plant, and as the plant grows, you just wrap around the growing stem along this thing, and they come up. They'll go up 8 feet high. And you used to have tomatoes all up and down. You can do it 8 inches apart if you want.
And so this wire back down here
Yeah.
allows you to go vertically up to this pipe, but from
Actually negative.
no.
I take these wires over there and put on this one, and these wires and put on that one.
Oh, you cross them.
You cross them
Okay, and then but I don't. There's how do you connect the wires
to the plant.
on this side? Here you're connecting it to this wire, right? Here. So
Actually, all you do is when the plant grows up about this tall, you take this little string, put it right around the very bottom, very loosely.
oh, you just put it around the bottom of the plant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so what's the purpose of this wire?
When they get real big, you want to tighten them up. You have a kind of a knot up here where you can just continually tighten the string. But you asked me a question I can't even answer.
Okay.
'Cause I don't even.
Why did you do a raised bed for these?
She wanted to try one.
Okay.
This is all this is sand and sawdust. There's no dirt in there. Boy, you ought to see the beans that I grow.
So you do, what do you do along here? Tomatoes, beans?
Well, beans I don't grow vertically. But from here to here, I do my tomatoes.
Okay.
You can do cucumbers, and they'll grow up and so forth.
And where do you do the beans?
From here down there.
Okay.
They do so well. I can't imagine why, but boy, do they ever. They grow well.
Now I've noticed over here you're elevating the pipes a little bit. Do you do the same thing in this?
Well, just underneath the. Yeah.
So
You want your pipes up a little bit so your water can go.
go out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell me about these rows out here.
Well, those are last year's.
Is this
The only thing I've done this year out here is tilled up one and planted peas in it. That's what I'm saying. I was hoping you could wait a week or two and peas will start coming up and you'll see the peas. Same thing, you got peas along here and peas along there. I don't see one pea coming up yet. But it's too early. It's only been a week. Can't expect.
and we're
It hasn't been a warm week. It's been a wet week.
so what happens if we get a frost?
Won't hurt peas.
Won't hurt peas.
Won't hurt spinach. Won't hurt radishes. All those plants that can take a cold, you put in ground now.
Okay. And what else do you plant out here, Darrell?
Oh, potatoes and corn and squash and tomatillos and
Where do you plant your corn?
you have to do it. I do it differently every year. For that very reason, it leaches the. And the thing of it is, you have to be concerned about shade. Now, I was mentioning to you, I've got these oaks. I have to keep cutting back, but they shade quite a bit of this area. And there's my neighbor's trees over there, and they just shade it over there. But the rest of it, the sun comes down.
Are you ever concerned about the corn itself providing shade on?
He puts a caution in his book that you want to plant it where it won't shade.
Okay.
Very much.
And then, have you figured out why he suggests north to south?
He told us, but can't remember why now. It just has to do with the sun.
And why are these rows over here so much longer than these rows over here?
Well, because a lot of things you want to grow, like corn, potatoes, you want to have a whole bunch.
Spread it out.
Here you don't need that much. A little row of lettuce is all you need.
Okay.
A small row of radishes. So you don't want to have 30 feet of radishes. I'll tell you. It's just what you want to plant.
Okay.
How much you want to plant.
And then you chose to do some roses. Do you do much with those in the back there?
I'm disappointed with that. We had roses all around the house. The deer just every year they take them. She says, "Well, put them in the garden." So I put them in the garden, and that's kind of a shady area. The plants do well. The roses look pretty good, but I'm not a flower man. I don't much with them. I weed them. I water them. I've got to trim them down this spring. I've got to get out there and trim those down. But that's why they're in the garden. It's because the deer just destroy them around the house.
Let's go look at your irrigation valves.
Well,
And while we're over here, tell me a little bit about this. This is just a kind of a plastic.
Mm-hmm. I've got to redo the whole thing.
And that's
tighten it up.
It seems like the deer would just bust right through that.
They don't go through it, but boy, can they go over it.
They go up over it. So the height is almost more important than the material.
You want it 8 feet high.
8 feet.
Yeah.
And then you just use miscellaneous pipe and.
I bought. In fact, he tells us to do that. You get these 2 by 2, and put them every 20 feet, I think, and then this other stuff. It's can't think of the name of it. You get slivers if you handle it. That comes with the fence. When you order the fence, those things come with the fence.
Where'd you get the fencing from?
Pennsylvania. That's all in the book there.
Is this kind of stuff down at like Home Depot, do you think?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Never seen it. Big old weed, huh? Corn.
So you've got one valve taking care of 3 rows.
Uh-huh.
And
actually, one valve takes care of all 10 of those little short ones.
Okay. And how did you figure all that out?
Trial and error.
Yeah. Okay. So you would see whether or not you got enough pressure in a.
Yeah. Like I say, in the spring, I have to, that's why again you asked me about the valves.
Yeah.
I have to return them down. But boy, in the fall, I can get them wide open, and I still don't have enough to. Takes me. I have to turn the timer up, because it depends on how much pressure you get from the city.
And is that? Do you do? I guess you just kind of do that by sight. When you come out, you see whether or not you're getting too much coming out or not enough, and you adjust it.
Start at 1 minute at a time or 2 minutes, and if that's not enough, I just adjust it a little more.
And it's all about getting a certain amount of water into the row. You get about 2
to 3 inches. 2 inches is usually quite enough. In the very, very hot summer, when it gets really hot, I usually put 3 inches in.
And is that a daily?
Huh? No. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Okay.
Because here you can't use water on the other days of the week.
Huh.
Same with all my lawn. I can only water on 3 days a week.
I got to learn how to do that better.
Yeah.
All righty.
You know, ideal if you could do it every day.
Oh, wait a minute. So
That's
this
long
was before the class.
Oh yeah, long before I had the class.
And what would you do?
I just till up the whole garden with the rototiller I had, and then I just have to make me rows with a little bit of had a kind of like a little plow on it. It was a little thing you pushed, and it turned the dirt over a little bit, and you had a little bit of row, and then you just plant your stuff. But I couldn't afford pipe for all that many. I just sprinkled. It was all sprinkling.
And
Didn't do very well.
and so this, after you did the class with this gentleman,
Yeah.
it almost sounds like things got easier.
Oh, it's a lot easier. At first, if you got a garden this big, like I said, it's time consuming and rather expensive. But you allocate that or amortize that over 20, 30 years. It's not expensive at all.
But this way that you're doing it here is far better than the tilling
Oh, yeah.
it up each year and the small rows and.
Oh, yeah. And you can kneel down, you can weed, you can thin, you can harvest, and you still get plenty of crop out of a little 18-inch row.
And so Sammy Richens is using this mix,
Yeah.
and she and her husband did raised beds.
Yeah.
And you were curious how the raised beds work or how the mix worked with the raised beds?
Well, I wondered how the mix worked, and how to use this fertilizer, the mix.
What do you think the benefit of those raised beds are? Just
It's a lot easier to work with. They're up higher. And you don't get as many weeds.
yeah,
They're nice, but they're expensive. You ought to go over and see what they did. It's beautiful.
yeah.
But and that's something with what limited amount of space you have right now. I'd almost suggest you do that. It's easier to water them and so forth.
Okay.
With the light bulb.
Okay, so your greenhouse, what temperature do you want to keep it at?
Well, you'd like to keep it around. When you have all those transplanted things up here on the shelves,
Yeah.
you want to keep it under 80. So that's why you got this great big fan to pull all the hot air out.
And then right now it's almost 80, and
Yeah, it's
and we're
nearly
still cold.
It-
Are we even in spring yet?
Well, the calendar says it's spring, but I haven't felt it yet. But see, these are just now starting to come up.
How long ago did you plant these?
1 week ago.
A week ago. And what have you got here?
Now you can see there's kale from here to here. There's give me glasses.
Is that broccoli?
Broccoli. And here's winter squash, and here's cabbage. Yeah, that's cabbage. There's Swiss chard and lettuce. I didn't get anything on that one. And here we got, from here to here is zucchini. Here's the hot peppers, and here's the sweet peppers. And here's the butternut squash, and here's a cucumbers, lettuce, some more kale.
And this is enough to.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got a huge garden out there. This will actually.
This is all you need.
Really.
Of course, on a lot of those rows, you wait until you put your corn in and so forth, and
Yeah.
you don't start that in here.
And then is this soil treated with the same type of ingredients that
It
he?
shows you in there. We have over here in the barrel 30 gallons of water, and you mix with it a dilute solution. You put 10 ounces or 1 1/4 cup of weekly feed. You know, when I mix my feed, put a cup and a fourth in that great big thing there. And then all you do is take this little sprinkler right here, fill it up, sprinkle it.
And so what are you actually mixing into that?
Your weekly feed.
And what is that? Is that a?
That's the 16 nutrients. that you
oh,
need.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you actually use the nutrients in this, and it's just stored in the form of water, and then you use that water to.
It dissolves in the water, and then you use that to help the plants grow.
Okay. And did you do anything unique as far as the soil that you?
I
or
planted
did
this
you-
in peat moss.
Peat moss.
I got a bag of peat moss right there. And then when I transplant them, put them in Darrell, I wish I had one of those containers. If you wait a second, run and get one. Then I have some soil out in the garden that I have put through a screen there and screened it. And I just now throw a little bit of this weekly feed on, or this peat moss on, because I wanted to use the container. But I just put it in there, and then just water it with that stuff once a week. I mean, once a day.
What? Linda and I are probably going to be doing this inside the house. What
Yeah.
disadvantage do we have
Disadvantage?
doing it inside the house versus a greenhouse?
Giving it as much light as it wants.
Oh, okay.
In fact, you put it by a window,
'Cause this is
you'll
all.
notice it all goes, they start growing towards the light. They start bending over toward the light.
Okay.
Because you haven't got an even amount of light in your house.
Okay.
But it works.
And
Don't worry
then,
about it.
do you at night have you been? I guess you close the lid and you turn these lights on.
No, it's all automatic.
But each night have the lights been on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they just come on when it gets below 69 degrees. They come on until it gets up to 71 and go off again.
Nice.
I haven't noticed any increase in my electric bill at all. I thought I might, but I don't.
And these aren't any unique kind of a grow light, are they? Just
No, it's just
incandescent type of.
regular lights.
Okay.
In fact, I was thinking, I wondered the other day if one of them goes out, if I'd have put a LED light in there. But they don't put as much heat on it, I don't think. They might, I don't know.
Yeah, no, they don't
Well, I
put
wonder
anywhere near
Yeah,
as
I
much
wonder
heat.
if use a conventional probably be best.
Well, it almost looks like these plants are kind of heading towards the bulb right now.
Well, that's where the light comes on. So they go towards it.
Okay.